my name's Jan Dowell and I'm a registered dietitian. I'm here today at Heritage Health Foods trying to make some decisions on how to make the best choice for a convenience type of item that I might want to use instead of a whole foods meal. One of the things you need to consider is what is it that I'm trying to have as some of my priority goals. So do I want to keep in check of my fat content? What am I doing in terms of my daily protein intake? How about my sodium? What about my fiber? And as you take a look at some of the frozen meals that are available to you, what you do want to look for is go back to the nutrition panel. Keep in mind, if this is something that's going to be replacing a meal for you, that you want to make sure that it has an adequate amount of calories. And so those calories in a day are going to be dependent on your particular goals, but you want to have enough calories so that you can feel satisfied following the meal, so you don't find yourself wanting to continue to go on and to snack. You also want to look on the ingredient list and that there's an adequate amount of protein. Is there enough either of a vegetable plant protein or some kind of lean meat protein that's going to provide my needs? And I would think within a meal somewhere between 10 and 15 grams of protein would be quite around the ideal choice. For fat content, one of the important things is the healthfulness of the fat. Is it coming mainly from plant fats? I don't want any hydrogenated fats or any trans fats in the foods that I'm consuming. And so again, you can go to the ingredient list, make sure that you look for hydrogenated fats or maybe some of the animal fats which you wouldn't want to have in there. Daily fat intake for an adult on a low-fat diet would be between 40 and 60 grams of fat a day. So I think it's reasonable that if one of these meals is going to be a whole meal for you, that up to 10 grams of fat might be quite acceptable. The other thing that's important is it giving me a variety. I want some grains, I want some protein, I would like to have some vegetables. And a vegetable portion for a meal should be at least a half of a cup. And so you want to look for the frozen meals that have a good provision there, and that those are not provided in a way that they're extra salty and that they're not overcooked. So some of that is just trial and error of trying the different products. Now, a good goal for sodium in a day is to not exceed that upper limit, which is 2,300 milligrams of sodium. And I usually like to use as a goal for one of the frozen meals is that it would not exceed 400 or 500 milligrams of sodium. Now, if you're going to be doing fast food, your numbers are so much higher than that. So even if you go up to 600 or 700 grams of sodium in a meal, that might be acceptable if, for example, your breakfast has been a very low sodium choice, and if you know that the dinner is going to be sodium controlled, then that little extra at mealtime, at that lunchtime, might be quite within that 2,300 milligram goal. Goals will be lower for sodium if you're trying to manage your blood pressure. Goals will be higher for sodium if you're an endurance athlete and you're trying to make up for some of that sodium loss. Also very important on the frozen meals is keeping in mind that we want it to taste good. For you to feel satisfaction from the meal, you need both to satisfy the appetite and you need to satisfy the physical hunger. And so we can do that through enough calories and making sure that there's some fiber in the choices that we're having. But we also want to make sure that there's a nice variety of grains for maybe some texture, and that there's a variety for the taste that we have. So enjoy what you're doing for the frozen meals. Use them as you need to. They can actually do a lot better than some of those fast food quick meals, and a decision that you need to make every day.